Today I'm sharing a channeled message from the angels about what we can do to help them. I'm Ann Tucker and welcome to my YouTube channel. And I am a trance channel. I channel from the angelic realm, which means I raise my awareness up and I go a little bit higher until I connect, and then those messages start to come through and I share them here with you guys on YouTube. And today's message is specifically about a problem that the angels face, something that they're trying to do that we can actually help them with. And in this message, they give us very specific, they describe what's going on, and then make sure you watch to the end, because at the end they give us a very specific way that we can pray that will help them with their work in the world. If you would like to hear more messages like this one, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe there's a little subscribe button below in the description box. And then also in the description box, if you'd like to join me live every Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific time, I'm live in my Facebook group, which is called Spirit Means Business. And I'll put a link to that below in the description box. Or you can go onto Facebook and just search Spirit Means Business. And I'd love to see you there too. So here, I will go ahead and start the message for you. So in today's message, they switch around and they'll speak to us, and then they speak in the voice of what they're calling the soldier. And what they mean by the soldier, I think they think of all of us as like soldiers of spirit. And this is a lost soldier. This is one of us who has been lost. And they refer to that person as the soldier. So that's when they speak to the soldier. That's who they're thinking of. It's not an actual person who's in an army. It's a soldier as in like just one of us who's here on earth doing our thing, right? So they switch back and forth in that voice. So I'll explain to you as we get there. But it's a lovely message in so many ways, right? Just in terms of how they say it, and then also what they're saying is just wonderful. So I'm just going to dive right in and share it with you. So here is what they say. And this is about, this is a message about how we can help the angels, and something that they are actually asking our help with. And it's about how we can help them help others. So here's what they say. They say, we are asking you all to invite us in, to ask us now how we may appear, how we can have a continuation of our conference to speak and know one another. Our words, our voice seldom heard, but rings with truth uncanny. It collects the dour soldiers of love aground, and rings in the truth of caring, fastidious caring, to torment your soldier, your alone being who rests, advances alone. We say, hallelujah, you are here with us now. And then they switch over to speaking to this lost soldier, this idea of this person who is, light warrior. The same language, right? So they're speaking to this person who is lost and alone, and this person who's lost. They say, the serpent sings and recoils from your belly. You are left alone and frigid, not entwined by our embrace. So I think when they say this, they speak of the serpent sings and recoils from your belly. So that brings up for me imagery around like the Kundalini energy, right? And it's that idea of life force. So when the life force sort of retracts, like it sings and then it recoils from your belly when it pulls back for some reason, when the life force is lost. I mean, you're left alone and frigid and not entwined in their embrace. You've lost your connection to spirit. So this is the lost soldier that they're speaking of. So they go on to say, we can see this soldier on the map, where starts and stops, and wish to help, to give our hope, to chase away further demons from his dreary thought. But now we are afar and must be invited in. We say torment to enliven his grace. So what they're saying, when they talk about tormenting him, it's like they're not allowing him, this lost person, to stay in that desolate place. They're tormenting him, trying to enliven his grace, to lift his lethargy, to his sorrow of aloneness, to allow his heart to feel our passion and to know itself loved by another, to open and be held by our calm embrace. And then we go on to say, speaking again to the soldier, they're saying, so they switch voice again. Now they're speaking directly to the person who is lost. They say, we are watching your progress through this valley of dissolution, of separation and aloneness, and know we are here, but not connected, not in tune, not visible. And then they switch back, and somebody is asking, not their embrace. So is that the angelic, not held in their embrace? Is that what you're saying? Yeah. They go on, they speak back to us again. They're saying, we cannot break through to those who are left beyond the scope of life, who are closed off from living, who are sorrow and regret and anger. Passionless life, empty and alone, we are unable to break into their awareness. And we know you have seen the many forlorn, lost, embedded with spirit of evil, and truth devolves. We cannot stay, for they are hearing the voice, keen and pressuring, of he who would draw them nearer to death. So here they're saying that when someone gets into this space, when they're separated from their own life force and separated from source, the angels can't break through. That they can't, they can hover and they're around, but they can't make the connection and they can't get in. And that's really what they're speaking to here. They're saying that they can sort of glance by, but they can't stay because this person is just not, they can't connect with them. And this is the problem that they're asking our help with. They're going on to say, and you might ask here when they say lost, embedded with the spirit of evil, truth devolves. And that's like, there's a lot of questions like, does evil exist? And there is, yes, there is a type of evil out there. There is evil out there, and it takes a lot of different forms. And they don't name it here. They don't give evil a name. They just say that he who would draw them near to death. So it's a negative influence of any kind. Whatever it is that's happening for this person who is lost and who has lost their connection to source, that state of separation opens them up to negativity and to negative influences. And those negative influences can draw that person down a path where they're further and further away from their connection to source and connection to the angels. And you're saying, wow, they can't break through when we are in separation. That makes so much sense. Yeah, right? That they really want to. But if we are, think of it as like when you're in that space of separation, when you're separated from spirit and you get, that's when those negative influences come in, and that they're saying that voice, keen and pressuring. So it's like there's like a tractor beam pulling them in this negative direction, and the angels are there going like, hey, come this way, you know what I mean, come over here, and they can't break through. So they go on to say, but we are above, watching, wondering how we might entrance their being, to lift and enliven, to draw back in a shred of circumstance, ammunition against the darkness that enfolds them all. We are enlivening as best we can. We stay, however, far or near to hear their chatter, but not empowered to act. So they're there, they're nearby, they're hovering, they're waiting for any opportunity that they said that to draw back in a shred of circumstance, any ammunition that they can get to help them, right? To get to ammunition against that darkness that's pulling them forward. But they said that they're just not empowered to act, that there's nothing that they can do. So they go on to say, if we are given a prayer twofold, one for yourself, your being, and theirs, twofold, two at a time. A prayer magnifies, invites the energies in on their behalf, and serves to instruct our bearing so that we may happen into their lives. We must have the instigation, the invitation done at your request through care for another. So, and I love this. It's just beautiful what they're saying. They're really saying here is that we can help them, is that we can help them to reach these lost souls. And remember, every single one of us has our guardian angel. And imagine for those people who really are lost, for that person that you see, you know, all those here in Seattle, those, you know, those tents that line at this point, 3rd Avenue, right? Every street in Seattle is covered in tents with homeless people and people who have gone down a path where, you know, they're wandering and they're really separated from themselves and separated from the angels. And they're saying they can't reach them. And that if we help, that we can help them in this way. And here they're going to tell us how to do it. They say the worst, bedeviled, forlorn and misled, the hated, chagrined, they all receive the same presence should we be capable of entering their solitary wandering. Your prayer invites us there, gives us impetus and invitation to interfere, however lightly, to instill a calm peace in which to reflect and see themselves, to see their hearts in truth, if only for a moment, to invite them upwards. Prayer invites them back to yourself, to become humanity once again, to welcome the parade of life and living, to restore their faith and welcome the breath of our Lord. So, super beautiful, right? Like super beautiful. And it makes perfect sense. So they're really saying that if we offer a prayer that is for ourselves, they're saying twofold. And I think that actually makes the prayer stronger. So we're praying for ourselves, but like every time you say a prayer for yourself, include somebody, include a person that you've seen that is that maybe that you see that you pass by on the street that really could use some help, right? Anybody that you can think of, include them in the prayers, what they're saying, and that you're sending the message, that your intention opens up the opportunity for them to then be able to reach in. They said, even if it's just for a moment, to instill that little bit of hope, that little bit of light that might draw that person back into themselves and be able to see for themselves, give them a chance, a breath to get away from that negative influence, to hopefully come back into the human experience, to the pathway that we're of self-exploration that we're meant to be on. So they go on to say, and I asked them, I said, is there a specific prayer that we should use? And I asked for specific words. And they said, you have asked us for a prayer to give to all, and we say you have need of no words. Only intent will suffice, but we can supply verbiage to instruct those who would prefer to have our blessing upon their lips. We say, have yourself a two-time intention. At the same time, intend this prayer for yourself and for another, and of hope and blessing to care for yourselves and someone else nearby, who you have known or seen, passed by, who has intersected with your timeline in some manner. A vision is all we require. So really, this could be, like I said, anybody that you pass on the street. If they're a person, maybe it's a person that you actually know or care about. It could be somebody in your own family, but it could also be a total stranger. And they said a vision of that person is all you require. So if you literally are at the freeway on-ramp and you see a person standing there, and they use he in a lot of this, but they just use that for practicality. He or she could be anybody. But that person that you see on the side of the road with the sign, whatever their state of mind is, whatever's going on, you could make it, have them be included, right? Anybody at all. And a vision, you just have to have a mental vision of that person. You don't even have to know their name, is what they're saying. They go on to say, and ask yourself, how may he benefit from our intervention? How can we assist him? Can we be a presence of light and love to guide him home? To pull him from darkness in his soul, entrapped by another torrent of grieving? Reprehensible behavior instills in oneself the loathing that is not easy to requite. And we say, have faith in this one, in his fate, in his ability to overcome. So what they're talking about here is that when you're thinking of this person, the way that you form the intention is to just to ask yourself the question, how can the angels be of service to this person? How can they help him or her? What can they do to pull him from this darkness, right? So imagine, just to ask yourself that question and see what comes in for you, and see what, maybe it's an image, a vision that comes in for you of what can happen. And then they're asking you to recognize that whatever's happening in their own internal self, they're saying that, whatever reprehensible behavior, and that means that their self-condemnation, whatever it is that they don't like about themselves, that's drawing them into this, this pattern, or this negative vortex that's sort of they're stuck in. They're saying that it's that instills this self-loathing that's not easy to requite, that we say that our role is to have faith in them, that to have faith that they can recover. So when we see that person on the side of the freeway on-ramp and they look scary, right? They look, maybe they're unclean, and you think they're probably on drugs, and they're not in their right mind, that you don't know, they're unpredictable, the behavior's unpredictable. They're saying, look at that person and see them as they want to be, see them as they could be, and have faith in them. And that's part of the prayer, to imagine them, to envision them as they want to be. And they say, have faith in this one, in his fate, in his ability to overcome, and see us there now helping him to be that which he wishes for his own being, of being strong and forceful in his own self-worthiness, and seeing a path in front of him that brings him glory in our light. And I think that's a big part of the prayer, is see them. And it's not just about feeling bad for them or feeling sympathy for them. It's about seeing them as they could be, seeing how can the angels help them, and then holding that faith in them, holding the faith in who they can be. And I think that's a big part of it. And this is Amina saying, oh, wow, I love this way of supporting people using our intentions. I know, me too, right? I just love this message. They go on to say, this is where we might ask that you include our thoughts in your prayer to be a blessing to you all, to ask us how we might encompass all humanity to bring you closer to God. We ask you, include yourself and bring us nearer in your mind's eye. Envision us kneeling to take from your hand the missive to God. We bring your truth on high and deliver your prayer for you all. We say thank you. that's what actually makes me even a little emotional, because it's just, I just think it's so beautiful. And the idea that they're just like waiting to take our prayer. It's so beautiful. So, okay, breathe. That was a little emotional. I just love this message so much. So, anyways, I think that they gave us really, really clear direction about what we can do to help. I think it's a message that we can all use. And like I said, it works for people that you know, and it works for people you don't know. All you have to do is have seen them. And they said, I think at any point, if this person, if their path has crossed your path at any point, then include them. And that's the strongest. And I think they're at the end, they're saying include in your thoughts a prayer to be a blessing to you all. So that's sort of like end the prayer with, and please bless us all, like however you want to say that, but include this, the blessing to us all, how we might encompass all humanity and bring you closer to God. So that's sort of the end of it, is just saying, please include everybody and just make this a global prayer. But yeah, so cool, right? So, and you're saying such a beautiful, loving message. I think so too. I'm totally, like I said, a little emotional from it, because I love it. Even when I got it, I was a little emotional. So, and someone says, my outfit is lovely. Thank you. I put it on in like 2 seconds because I literally opened up the thing to start making this, and I saw my outfit from last time and it was the same. So I literally ran and put something else on. So thank you for that. All right, you guys, I thank you for joining me for today's message. I loved it. I'm really glad you guys did too. I think it's really, really meaningful, and I can't wait to try it. So I am going to go say a prayer, and I'll include all of you in it. And then we can amplify this and make it bigger, right? So cool. And help them to be able to help the people who really, really need it. So you're saying, I really needed to hear this right now. I have some close loved ones that are struggling and disconnecting. This is a blessing. I'm so glad. All right, you guys. Thank you guys so much for joining me for Friday Live. It was wonderful to spend the morning with you with all this positive energy. I just love it. And I will see you guys again. I'm going to start trying to make time to make more midweek videos for YouTube. And then I'm probably going to take this one and put it on YouTube. And then I'm going to try to make more videos for YouTube and share them. It's just that things have been quite busy with with Golden Circle and Business Energetics and all the things that we have going on. There's been quite a lot going on. So I haven't had as much time for that, but I need to make time because I really love doing it. So, all right, you guys, thanks so much for joining me. I will see you again next Friday Live.